you know, we'll see when that happens, if it's going to be, you know, at a level 3 where he passed bottom, or is it going to be when they lane swap top side to try to get away from this Caitlyn, that Peanut's there to try to punish. Peanut, you're like, what's my angle? Delight can't go through here, has to walk around the other side. Lehen's blocking him completely, and just, there really isn't one. It's like, I hope Calyx makes a mistake. That's the best we can hope for.
Well, Peanut going to get engaged on here. Sorry, Lehen's going to get engaged on here by Peanut, as the Cocoon is going to be traded. And Lehen's just buying time so that these grubs go over. There was a bit of a scuffle there towards the bottom as I was watching this spider scuttle away. And Gideon, he knows exactly what he wants. He eats the stun there as well, gorgeously. That's first blood, just nabbed by Lehen's. And Zeka now at 200 health. The Noodles are really cooking well today.
Yeah, and I think Hanwha Life really shouldn't have tried to stick around and try to force a play there in the mid lane. And Peanut is also just dead, right?
Yeah, there's the flash over from Zeka, but the flash in answer from Calyx. Zeus will put down the rise and now looks for even more. Oh my god, this guy's Jace is so scary. That Gideon gets out, but does have to invest a lot, as now it's his turn to come on over and pay a visit to Peanut. He'll pick up a rock. And you can see Peanut not actually going to be able to stand his ground. Wall comes up here towards the top side as now Lehen's could be in trouble. The threaded volley comes down, but it splits off this spider, and it's going to be Viper taking out his former teammate.
All right, well, that's a successful play there on the top side.
Oh god, Bingen actually trading quite nicely here as the needlework going to be avoided.
Gideon's here.
Making his way down though. And the Impale will be moved out of the way of, and now Zeus is going to turn it. This time no flash for Gideon, and this Jace is just too good. The Realm Warp does come in, and now they're still in trouble. How is Zeus going to outplay this? That's the question I have on my mind. The answer is, I guess we just shoot him a bunch of times. As down goes the Gwen, he's immortal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best top laner in the world, his name is Zeus. He was like, you die 100% if I put the Impale here, even if you avoid it, you're going to walk back towards the Glen. He still lives. Insane, insanity.
He's a really good player.
Yeah, he's very important. Yes, he picked this knowing the Gwen was up. He was happy to do it.
Yep, Chains of Corruption going to connect here as there's Glacial Prison as well. The Chain CC onto Calyx. He is trying to run his way out, but doesn't have flash, and that's Viper picking it up with a flash of his own. Zeka gets out of there. He does indeed do so, as the Weaver's Wall is now on cooldown as well. So the first dragon going to be in the pockets of Nongshim.
And they do not commit to try to contest the dragon, even though they had a little bit more control down there. Vision was Nongshim's, as Calyx wants to fight.
Yeah, he's looking for the angle here.
We're just going to trade soul laners hitting turrets.
Yep, and they knew that they were all going to be waiting there, but the Gwen is still going to die. Gideon gets into position, but not going to be able to find anything. The Impale comes out, he holds 2 in position, and Viper just kills him. So, despite the fact that this was all information that they had, they're not really going to be able to do anything about it, and that is going to be feats of strength going on over to HLE at the same time as they take first turret.
Yeah, this is just more power in the setup here for Nongshim, whereas Calyx and Lehen, sure, they're happy to trade for a turret. They want to get their own top side. That's the best you can hope for right now. Viper on 3 kills.
Oh, Lehen's going to find him once again. This time, the Cocoon is not going to connect, and the Chains of Corruption does. So Viper just kills it.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was alluding to. I was like, Viper has 3 kills, so I don't know if you can find anything on him anymore. Lehen said, well, give it a good old college try.
Yeah.
And
not sure about that.
Viper said, we don't call it that here. We call it university, and
yeah, and you're dead.
This top wave until just now. They both have TP for this dragon, as Peanut is going to clear this ward, and...
Yeah, and I think the Elise is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Not even given the option to use Repel, because he's just dead. Not even able to go into Spider Form.
Peanut was on the ward he was clearing. It wasn't a mystery, so he cleared the ward and cleared the Lehens.
Yeah. And that's a happy penguin, as that's going to be the end of that turret, utilizing the Rift Herald very nicely. And all of a sudden, this game went from being Nongshim had some like cool things that they were able to do to this game is really almost over.
Yeah, I think we know who the great challengers are in this one.
Yes.
No comments from him as he destroys Lehens.
Lehens, of course, is just happy to keep going in as he flashes, does get ignited and does go down to the last tick there from Delight. Zeus moving on over as well, as then the Impale does come on down. Do they manage to get it? And yes, it's Q getting a really nice combo there. Now in the brush trying to line up these headshots, but I don't think Nongshim are going to have too much more. Zeka not even able to throw Jiu through the rocks because Jiu's already trying to get the heck out of there. And they will lose their top laner, but they sacrifice him for 3. So
yeah.
Sort of aggression that Nongshim are putting towards them. Now Otacon going to be started here. It's the voracious variety.
It's not an engaged support that Lehens is playing. You know, he's playing a Cocoon support. He can't do anything but Cocoon towards his Otacon, so he can't engage on anybody. There's no target. I mean, Viper's got his Edge of Night. Like, who do you even kill here? How do you even get past Peanut?
Well,
good luck.
I think they're going to try and send someone.
They don't even have Realm Warp.
And Gideon is here. Does have Smite, as now the Weaver's Wall to try and break them apart. Great seismic shove will connect at the same time as they're also able to take down the Otacon. I don't think you're supposed to be able to do that, as Lehen's going to get slowed down by Peanut. He takes a lot of damage as the Grand Starfall does come in. I think these withdrawals are going to start coming through thick and fast, but there are some kills at the same time as Jiu trying to stand his ground, and it's not quite working. The flash out there as Zeka finds a great angle for the seismic shove, and somehow Zeus always survives on like 10 health.
It's a 16-3 kill game now. Chased by Zeus, and now they're just getting completely destroyed by the entire team.
Mainly Zeus and Viper, though. I think Viper has had a phenomenal game so far. This guy's Varus has been so good throughout his entire career, but we're really seeing him be allowed to carry here for this team. 5-0-5 right now on this champion as Lehen's going to go up into the sky, try to avoid some things, but then gets hit by everything and the kitchen sink. As Zeus, he takes a turret shot, some sort of skill shot, but it's not going to take any more damage. Here as the seismic shove brings Kingen back into melee range with Zeka, and this is the state of the game.
Yeah,
Talia is happy to go face first into a Gwen.
If they had a wave, like we might actually be talking about this game is in fact ending now. As at least they get something back on the other side. They force the teleport. They will get this bounty.
Yeah.
And there's not going to be a punish here, but you know, I mean that's sure +1 thing that Nongshim got. 2 turrets, 3 grubs, 3 kills. The rest of the map is blue. The rest of your screen is blue. Lehen's is going to make it slightly less blue, but then...
Oh dear, he's just going to die. Wow, you blink and you miss it. He's 1-7. Of course, 9 deaths was the Beryl special in the game that they were actually able to win, concluded. The second dragon will go over to HLE, though, as now Gideon going to drive on forward, looks for Zeka, doesn't get the wall stun, though, as Delight also holding onto the engage option, but they do just throw the Skarner back. Zeka is himself actually kind of gigantic right now, 3-0-5. And you can see Gideon unable to really stand against him. As okay, Grand Starfall going to come on through. Delight going to be alone, though, as the Realm Warp going to be utilized. That brings Calyx over. Delight does kill the Skarner, but he trades 1 for 1. And maybe with how far Nongshim are behind, this could be a good outcome.
No, they gotta have a little fun. Calyx is not having a little fun.
No, this is, he's dead.
I really didn't think this was going to be the series that was...
Perhaps Kingen is also dead, as, he did have some mist for a few moments, and Viper did go relatively low. There's the flash forward from Lehens. He knows this is all he wants. He just wants to kill Viper.
He's healing it up.
He's going to be okay. He's going to be A-okay. Baron not going to be around for too much longer here, and not going to be contested by Nongshim either, as we have a 9,000 gold lead. It's almost 10.
I mean, this is not the series I thought that was going to look like this. I thought potentially it was going to be the DNF T1 series, where it's just... or that Hanwha Life and Zeus became Super Saiyan, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah,
Peanut.
One of those is Peanut's going to get a cleanse out of Jiu, and they do manage to separate the Elise. It looked almost like they were apprehensive, like, do we have to kill him again? And the answer was they may as well. Impale going to come on through, but the seismic shove just pulls Viper out of the maw of death. Peanut there to stand in front of him yet again. Protect the president is absolutely right as Zeus dives in on top of Jiu, and Zeka will be able to finish him off. The Jace will be the noble sacrifice this time around, but the Nexus is still going to fall here, and HLE not pulling any punches here in round 2 as the sad B comes in for Kingen just before the Nexus does go down.
There are only 2 series wins. We know Zeka's an incredible Yone player, and Yone pairs really well with Maokai. Like, there's a lot of power in this draft, but I do have some questions about how the Nidalee is going to function here. I do think that this is not a matchup where Nidalee just auto wins like you do with Peanut. Look like they're going to have an interaction here.
Oh, headbutt pull. Lands onto Viper once more. Ju not exactly offering too much back here, as now Kingen gonna have to move on down. Wind becomes lightning, and we'll see whether the Ambassador can get anything done now, as that is already a kill onto this Xin Zhao. Kingen trying to do it, but he does not manage to, and Calix will finally get in and take down the pesky Nidalee. But once again, it's Zeus in a ridiculous position extremely early in the game, and they even get another kill. Zeka also finds himself ahead. Oh dear.
Gideon just wants to get one and get out. Get one and get out.
Yep.
He's not going to get it.
Actually just flashes on top of Zeka. They're going to see whether they can find it, but he does get out of the way of Lehens. Now Calix moves over once again. Gorgeous ulti. Of course Zeka lines it up, but Calix has the answer. Wind becomes lightning, does a fair bit of damage, but it's not quite enough to get anything back, and now the re-engage comes through. They're looking for Peanut. Headbutt Pulp comes through, and there are still some charges on this Spirit Rush. Calix going in, but it's 1 versus 3. Can he get the true damage? He does, but not quite able to get much more. And Zeus now is 0 mana up against the young gun of Nongshim. We can see Kingen moving over. The Banana Brush, great angle for a public execution, as now Calix and Zeka fighting. Zeka with the inside track there, as over they go. Kingen actually dancing around this fight quite nicely. Peanut getting taken low, Pulverize only onto 1 as the exhaust through onto Zeus. And Zeka getting pulled back with the charm, but they are just being separated and destroyed.
Here, Calix does get his own back as well. But I think if this is not a Nidalee top lane, the fight looks a lot less close, and yet still Zeus gets a 3rd kill.
Oh man,
and he's
stop it. So ulti advantage now available for Gio, as Kingen underneath the turret. Gideon gonna have to try and turn this fight onto Peanut before Zeus makes his way over. But the problem is, Zeus can pounce in from a very long way away, and he gets his 4th kill of the game.
Yeah, this is starting to look like it's all over but the crying at this early stage, as Calix is the only good shining light.
Ulted by Zeka, and Zeka just finishes him off. That's a solo kill. And look at Calix's face there as well. He's like, man, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, he's like, I can't do more of this game. Maybe not dying here would have been all he could have done. Zepize is pretty hard to beat. Only Genji has done it so far this season.
Zeka giving the happy bee to his former teammate. Actually very, very cute.
Yeah. Galileo's notes. To see the Nongshim win. Zeus just doesn't care.
Well, he's going to get pulverized. Headbutt back.
Wait, maybe he
come
should care.
Through there is June now chasing after him. Can he actually die? That is the question. Primal Surge is not enough, and there he goes. It's not enough to certify, but it's a shutdown. It's a lot of gold, and it's on Azeri. But I don't think end of the world as far as cross-map opportunities are concerned.
You already got 1 grub, so Peanut's not going to get 6. Yes, and I think Nongshim are trying to repeat this, as Viper wants to go in on this fight.
Yeah, he's going to set up some feathers, but it is just ultimately this turret going down without any response on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, basically everyone on Nongshim is trying to force a fight where they have a man advantage, where they have a disadvantage, they lose the turret, and where they have man advantage, they don't get anybody. So
that one now has a Q that can clear the back wave, so is doing okay. Turret number 2 going to fall down though, and I have a feeling this is going to be a theme today.
Yeah, so remember when we talked about, hold on, we don't have time to remember.
There are a lot of people here around there. Flash, Spirit Rush Flash is pretty nice, and in fact, Delight is in trouble. Pulverize is gorgeous from Lehens. Really set up to make sure that he's down, as Spirit Rush is going to get another charge, and another charm comes in, another Pulverize lined up, and Peanut could be in trouble. In fact, oh my god, I don't know how that worked.
TP though, TP maybe Kingen gets him, Kingen, how many dashes you got?
Well, he's Ambessa. He's got a lot. Is going to go for the public execution on Zeka. Wants that extra money, but Zeka able to ult his way out, and Peanut is a lumbering tree, and he is going to be able to walk it off.
Oh, and Zeka has the longest dash.
Yeah,
but he wants it. I don't know if he can have it.
Well, he's still going to be able to kill Peanut here, likely. Okay, never mind. Zeka is still alive. Still here. Let's get a nice little knock up as the charm comes through once again. Hey, so the answering kill is there.
Yes, okay. Zeus making a whole turret here because he's Nidalee in the side lane. But
let's ignore this.
We did get one. We did get an outer turret and inner Schminner, you know? It's, who really cares?
And outer turrets are the ones that you really want. Rift Herald getting pinged frantically by almost everyone. So you're going to be coming on over as Zeus with 2 items now done.
Yeah.
I would say that that is somewhat intimidating.
It's not a hull breaker either, it's just more healing.
Yeah.
This turret's not going to really enjoy the autos coming through from Viper either, and that's just going to be a dead turret with Demolish.
Yep, 5 grubs.
It just seems like no matter what, Nongshim are trying to patch holes somewhere. So, you know, let's see what happens if she has to team fight, like I was saying earlier.
Yeah!
We'll see how good that looks.
I think if you've got $1 billion gold, you're probably going to be fine. Is Jiu just going to ult, and Gideon finds Zeka on the recovery, and that's a really, really nice kill to be picked up here. I don't know whether they're going to be able to get over and take the Rift Herald. That is going to be secured there by HLE as Public Execution gets Kingen in amongst it. Trying to keep them interested as best they can, but Lahen's getting lower and lower. Jiu does not have the ulti now for this battle as Zeka gets into the backline, and Calix will be able to spot him, even able to avoid the Nature's Grasp. Very nicely done. Now the quickness comes in. Lahen's does get charmed up. Delight will trade himself for it as Kingen trying to frontline as best he can.
But more playable every moment that goes by.
And I kind of lost my mind. I thought Zeka found his way back into the fight, but he did not, as we've got another one brewing. Great charm from Calix once again. Pulverize going to land onto both of the supporting cast of HLE. And Peanut struggling once again, but it's a double knockup. There's the ulti onto 2, and Zeka just surgically removes the Zeri from the fight. And that takes so much of the steam out of Nongshim. They're going to have to back away. Lahen's realizes he'll need to sacrifice himself as Calix flashes right over the spear. Great charm is going to come through as now they're just desperately trying to keep themselves alive. They will be able to do so. Spear slightly going wide.
Kind of bopped by this team that's having so much fun, you know?
Yeah, like, it does certainly feel like the vibes are different.
If you're on Nongshim, you're like, I'm trying so hard. This team's playing with the food and I'm the food. I'm really looking for the angles. Unfortunately for him, and now is probably just dead. It's top of the morning.
Yeah, top of the morning too. It does deliver Peanut to the team. Charm is going to connect, but now Peanut taking it as an opportunity to engage. Jiu going to turn up though. Can he get into the right position? That's the question. Calix moves out of the way of Delight, but the quickness does so much work. Meanwhile, into the backline goes King and finds Peanut at low health as they just desperately want to get on top of Jiu. He does skate his way out, as the spear is not going to connect. In goes Gideon, and Jiu stands his ground. Delight going to get out of there, but the Nidalee not going to be so lucky. Viper also getting some value as the Dragon's going to spawn.
He has those two, and we're looking at a Cloud Soul point here, but it's not a soul, so...
Okay, there's going to be a little crash into this turret. Gideon's slowed down, and now he's dead. There's just not really going to be much they can do about that one. Inner turret does fall down. Good Rift Herald value. A bit of a U-turn here from Peanut, as not entirely sure where he wants to go. He is also unsure himself, as he does just cruise into this mid lane to set up this turret for a kill as well, and I'll take that one down.
Nice driving of the Yone, but the problem is every time they get an even trade, somebody loses a turret.
Yeah, and they're going to look for a Constellation Peanut here. Let's see whether they can actually collect that one. Exhaust onto Zeka to avoid that damage as Delight just going to play defense, and he plays it beautifully. Zeus now comes on over as Peanut eventually goes down. And it's now protect the president. Can they keep Jiu alive is the question, as Viper has so many feathers doing so much work. Zeus and Kingen continuing to fight here, as now Viper with the feathers going to pull him back and take down the Xin Zhao. Public Execution is not going to work here, as Zeus is tanking 2 turrets. He just flashes for the takedown and he'll collect it. And Jiu, let's see what he can get done here, as Viper does fall down first. The feather recall almost secures
Who's
the
going to defend the base?
Yeah, this is the problem. You may have sort of kind of done okay in a team fight, but you have not won the war.
Yeah, every single time it's like, oh, and then a turret explodes. They will save their base for now. I just feel like with 2 inhibitors down now.
The problem is there's way more map than that. And that's where they're really having some issues, is the Baron completely unseen by Nongshim. Gideon gonna try and get in there. If they can steal this away, then maybe there's an angle, maybe there's an option, maybe there's a way. Let's see what they can actually do.
This is risky for Hanwha, honestly.
It is. That's a flash charm to come through as Peanut getting taken down so incredibly low. Delight got it back, but Zeka finds 3 with a huge ulti. Calix with his Zonyas though, and my god, this Ahri is popping off, lands another charm. It's a triple for the young man in the mid lane. And now, maybe that chance for Nongshim's looking real.
Oh, it was all wombo, but no combo. Atlas, they got the knockups. They had the Yone ult, but there was no damage. And Zeka's going to come in here, but he's got nothing left in the tank. He's got to get out. That's a Baron, and this was such a risky call into the Zeri call.
Oh my
If you kill
God.
the Zeri, if you kill the Ahri, it's totally fine. This one, but they're on the map. You know, that's plus 3,000 gold on the power play.
And the gold is within 2,000 now. It is actually going to get evened out as Kingen heads up towards his top side. He's got 3 items almost completed. Serpent's Fang actually coming in as the second option is kind of interesting. Lots of shields to be taken down, though, you'd expect. Yeah. Especially if he's 1v1ing against Zeka in a side lane, so it's somewhat understandable. As there's a flash in from Peanut looking for Calyx, but there's no follow-up, and Peanut is just dead.
I've seen this attempt before. We saw it earlier in the game, and Calyx this time doesn't need to flash to make the play happen. People with every auto. That's the scary thing. Plus, Calyx is playing out of his mind. He has 10 kills on the R, and he's looking for more.
Another charm is going to connect, and that is the nerf to the Yone at work, ladies and gentlemen. Zeka will be removed, and this turret is going to follow suit. Nongshim are going to win this game, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening.
Hanwha just kind of running it down. Like, what is happening? Like, what was that? Why are you out there? Calyx getting disrespected, and he's showing you why you should respect this young player.
10-2-6, Wolf. He is 16 out of 18 as far as kill participation. He is massive in this game.
On 100%.
No matter who you are. As Lahan's looking to try and turn it.
TP is available for King, and he's going to have to use it.
Yep, Zeus has made his way over. Lands the first spear there as Redemption. Going to get Calyx's health bar back, and you can see he is not scared to look for these flank angles. Spear not going to connect there either, as Lahan's his health bar very important. Kingen.
He doesn't have a great teleport angle as Lahan's going in.
It's only a pulverize onto 1, and that's an ult onto 3 from Zeka, but he immediately goes down. They take the cow, and the Zeri has got 2. Public execution comes through at the same time as up goes the Zeri, and down she goes, but they've got more damage. Zeus is not enough. He is just one niddly against the world, and over the wall they go, and they take him down. 7.8k damage for the young man Calyx.
The follow-up, and because he's basically full build on this Ahri, he just does massive damage. He has the Shadow Flame, he's got the Death Cap, his moves, his juke's fantastic here. Test this Baron. They may look to try to trade for 1 inhibitor. I don't think they can get 2, and even getting 1, I mean, they don't have a full wave here.
Yep, and there are pings out. This is HLE wanting to go for a trade.
They should probably use their Baron-empowered recalls to get back, and they will. He's not allowed to split push. He's just grouped with his team, and that's exactly where Nongshim want him.
Yeah, that is going to be in a turret falling down here.
20 seconds on Elder.
It's now a 5,000 gold lead for Nongshim. Not that gold really matters right now, as Lahan's just pressing the headbutt button because he can, as Calyx is a madman. They have Elder Dragon, of course, so it's not exactly that crazy to go for fights, as Peanut sets up the Nature's Grasp. Charm not going to connect this time around, as in goes Zeka, but they do find a great redemption for the extra health, and now Jiu all the way out the back.
Yeah, he's like not even on the same planet. He's like, there's no way you're getting both of us. It's not gonna happen.
He'll just say, beam me up, Scotty, when they like lose some of their cooldowns. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen there.
The midway point of the map before they do anything.
Well, Gideon actually going to go in, as there is the flash pulverize onto Peanut. Extendo beam coming on forward as Calyx finds yet another gorgeous charm, and they end the jungler. And Zeus, he's on the bottom side of the map. Nongshim, they understand they need to send someone home. They could lose most of their base off the back of this one.
Zeus also backing.
Another beautiful redemption angle here.
Kingen has TP.
Another inhibitor turret to go down.
Hanwha are going to have to make an engage happen here soon. They're going to have to make a tough call. Delight and Zeka, they're at the forefront of this. They're looking to fishing. Great defensive charm. Minion waves here.
Oh, Cloud Soul, man. The value.
He's just saying you can't actually push to get this inhibitor.
Well, that's a Hex Flash and Headbutt Pulve, as Zeus just able to get himself out of the way there. The Orbit Deception
Elder,
a lot of damage.
Elder?
With Lahan's here, though, this is Zeus actually buying a lot of space. The Elder has been started as Redemption just to clear up the health bars of Lahan's and Calyx, but can they get here in time is the question. As Gideon goes forward, he pulls Peanut out as the Twisted Advance comes on in, and it is the Elder secured by HLE. Now Kingen looking to get on top of Viper, despite the fact that the Dragon's getting angry. And Calyx, can he be the hero again? I just don't think he can, as Extendo Beam not going to be taking down this tree, and despite everything that Nongshim were able to do, they just lose out on the Elder Drake because of a pesky kitty cat being annoying.
Zeus still just gets them, man. He still gets them. He still annoys them. He still ruins their day. He still outruns them. He outpaces them. He outsmarts them. And Zeka can defend the base as they push to end. 45 seconds till this Zeri comes up, and that is 45 seconds too long.
Yeah, no Baron, so maybe these minions are killable. but Calyx is really going to have to rely on these Nexus turrets, and Zeus is not going to let him. Charmy's going to go wide, and the Dragon is just burning him down. And I think Nongshim, I think they know that this was a decent effort, just not quite enough to take down HLE here today.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.